Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and a little bit of a Battlefront 2 news update. Every time I make one of these videos now, I'm thinking it's gonna be the last Battlefront 2 news update, but we do actually have a little bit of good news in regards to Battlefront 2, because Ben was just out on Discord confirming that there will actually be another patch coming out for the game. He said the following: "Just dropping in to let you know we're working on a small patch. Should have more info towards the end of next week." So this is really good news, as there are a lot of issues in the game that probably cannot be addressed by just server tweaks. For instance, original trilogy supremacy is very unbalanced. I could definitely do with some tweaks. The Darth Maul challenge should probably have its 5000 elimination requirement lowered, and there's also a bunch of hero balancing on heroes like Darth Vader and similarly that could really do with some tweaking, especially considering that this is, well, the way the game is gonna look forever, most likely. And that's why I think it's very important to leave it in a good state, and hopefully this patch will be able to address some of the major issues that is currently in the game. Since a big part of the team doesn't seem to be working on the game anymore and has probably either stopped at DICE or started working on Battlefield 6, it's hard to know how many changes they can actually do. For instance, when Xio was asked out on Twitter last week about, for instance, Darth Vader changes, he said that he hadn't been able to work on feedback for a while now, which means that he's probably not able to do anything on Battlefront 2, unless they bring some people back just for this patch to make sure it's a good patch that leaves the game in a good state. But honestly, I don't have my hopes too high for a lot of changes, but probably just on some of the big things like supremacy, the Darth Maul challenge, and so on. But please let me know in the comments below which changes you are hoping for in this patch. Again, we will get more information at the end of next week, which means we're probably not getting the patch until maybe mid-late May. But again, I will update you as soon as I have any more information. Also wanted to let you know quickly that my sponsor G Fuel are actually having 30% off with code SHEEV until the 11th. So that's today and another 2 days you have to get yourself 30% off your entire order. gfuel.com link is in the description below. And next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about this petition. First of all, I want to be honest and say that petitions tend to do nothing. They don't really matter a lot. They tend to never actually cause any change. So I think petitions are mostly kind of useless. But the reason to why I wanted to bring this up is that really any pressure we can put on EA or DICE to continue support of Battlefront 2, or just to put pressure on EA overall to see that what they did with Battlefront 2's cancellation was wrong, is good. So do I think this petition is gonna suddenly make them change their mind and start supporting Battlefront 2 again? No, most definitely not. But it really doesn't hurt spreading it around, making it gain more traction, and just putting a bit of pressure on EA really. So this petition is basically asking EA to continue Battlefront 2 support with paid DLC. And that's also the first problem. Paid DLC I have nothing against. I think with the current state of the game and what we all paid for the original game and how many years of content we have gotten, most of us would be fine with paid DLC. But I think the problem is probably more legal now, because they did from the start promise that all the content would be free. So I don't think they just can start charging for content to the game all of a sudden. Maybe if they re-release the game somehow, or get around the fact that they promised free support, it could be possible at some point, but I don't really think they're ever gonna just start putting out paid DLC to this game, especially now that they've, well, stopped development of it. But nevertheless, that's what the petition asks for. And currently there's over 23,000 who have signed this petition, and it's actually been getting a lot of attention throughout media. Even Kotaku wrote about it and all of these other websites, showing that it's getting a bit of attention, and that's why I thought it was worth bringing up, because if that petition gets a lot of people to sign it, it gets even more attention in media, and that's just good for the game and the future of EA Star Wars really. Put pressure on them, that's all I'm hoping that this petition can do. Again, it's not gonna change the fact that they stopped support of this game, unfortunately. It's not gonna make them change their mind and all of a sudden be like, oh, we're gonna start making more content for this game. Unfortunately, I think that ship has sailed, but that doesn't mean that the petition can at least put a little bit of pressure or possibly regret to the people who decided to stop the support of Battlefront 2. So I'm gonna leave a link to that petition in the description nevertheless. But yeah, don't get your hopes up that it's gonna change the current state of Battlefront 2, because it probably isn't. But that's really all the news I had for you today, so I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the force be with you.
You